When it comes to entering retail markets in the GCC, understanding consumer behavior and defining distribution channel networks are equally important as much as delivering quality and value. Come On Kerala 2019 and the Business Conclave is proud to be the first venue to present the senior management of LuLu International and to offer a platform for all of us to listen and discuss the opportunities in retail. Before we call up the guests on stage, can we have a look at the corporate video of LuLu International? We now take this opportunity to welcome the senior management of the LuLu International. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are joined here at this venue. The first person on stage, Mr. Mujeeb Rahman, the Director of Buying at LuLu. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Mujeeb Rahman. Joined along with him is Mr. Shabu Abdul Majeed, the Director Retail Operations for LuLu. Joining him is the Head of Department for Product Development, Mr. Shameem Sainulabdeen, and the Head of Buying for the Perishable Products, Vegetables and Fruits, Mr. Sulfikar Kadavath. Thank you very much for joining us on stage.
Thank you.
We'll take this opportunity to listen from the LuLu management on how to do a product listing in the GCC, and of course we'll open up the floor for questions.
First of all, we would like, from LuLu, as a team from LuLu, we would like to thank for giving us an opportunity to be a part of this conclave. To start about listing, before that I would like to introduce this gentleman because each and every department, the listing procedure for us is different. Mr. Mujeeb is looking after more of technical consumer goods and the fashion part of the LuLu business. And myself, I am looking after the retail operation as well as the FMCG portfolio, which is the fast-moving consumer goods portfolio of LuLu. Mr. Sulfikar, he is looking after the perishable imports, including the fruit and veg for us. And Mr. Shameem Sainullah, he is responsible for the LuLu private label, which we have expanded over a period of time. So for each and every department, our listing procedures are different because the need are different. As you are aware, being a retailer, sourcing is the backbone for any retail business. So hence, the LuLu management, what they have done is we have an extensive network of sourcing offices globally, apart from what we source locally. So we have offices, our own office, sourcing offices globally at 27 countries, from which right from fruit and vegetable that you find in LuLu versus the FMCG product that you find, we source ourselves what is not available in the local market. And also fashion, most of the garments and the fashion goods that you find in, it's been manufactured directly by LuLu through different factories. So the sourcing and the procedure for fashion also is different. I would rather like to make it an interactive session so that we can address questions based on the needs of each and every person. So Mujeeb can explain better how the sourcing works for the fashion and the technical consumer goods.
In fashion, generally we go as per our designs and our boards, largely outsourced from different factories in India as well as abroad, in China, Europe, in Indonesia, Malaysia, and different countries, Bangladesh and all. Whereas technical consumer goods majorly local buying, the branded products like whether it's Samsung, Sony, LG or any brands, because brand is very important in that category. Other than that, we have our own private label called Icon, which is in that segment. And in crockery and other side, largely our own brand, plus we keep the leading brands like Tefal or Prestige or which market demands. Other than that, we are always open to any new innovative products. Whoever, I think many of this in this mall, I have seen them before. They visited our office. Some of them are doing business with us. But we are always open. We have a group of people who decide what to list and what to not list and what are the conditions for listing. Is there any additional value for listing this product? There are different kind of assessment depending on the category, and many of UAE distributors are known to it. And if anything new other than that, we are always open. And our team of people, myself, Mr. Shabu, Mr. Sulfikar, and
Shameem.
Mr. Shameem are heading different categories in Lulu Group across the board. We have around 160 outlets and 70 more outlets are in pipeline. And many markets like Oman or Qatar or Bahrain, we are far ahead market leaders. And if any of you if having any doubts or any kind of help, either at this conclave or after that, or they can come to my office and we can discuss. We are always open to it. That's all from my side as an introduction. Please start with Shameem.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Shameem Sainulabdeen, responsible for sourcing products from different parts of the world for our private label brand Lulu, exclusively retailed through our outlets. So we have a very structured sourcing, strategy for sourcing our private label products and all. I'll just briefly explain what we are doing in my department. For a retailer, as you know, private label is a tool for extending their arms to the customers and saving, assisting them for identifying, the potential products for better prices and all. So what we do is that initially the process involved starting with identifying the product, identifying the manufacturer, evaluation of the product samples, then signing the contract, then packaging. So for each criteria, there are certain set of requirements for getting the product sourced for private label. So identifying product means we used to source product from different part of the world, and we evaluate the manufacturer for getting the best manufacturer for a particular product. Then if we identify the product of the manufacturer, then we go for the product evaluation with specification that we require for getting the product in our brand. And once we finalize the product and pricing, then since we are associated with an audit firm internationally for audit the manufacturer, that we are going to have a contract manufacturing agreement. So they are given with a set of criteria. So once this company, we are getting sure that this particular company is achieving the criteria that we set, then they are considered as eligible for having a contract with us. So then after getting into a contract, then we'll go for the other technical process that eventually converted into a private label product, exclusively retailed all across the GCC, wherever we have our outlets. So this is the brief of the activities.
Zulfi.
Good evening, my name is Sulfikar. I'm heading the fruit and vegetable of LuLu. For example, if LuLu is one of the #1 exporter of Indian vegetables. So regarding the sourcing of vegetable, we have a different policy. We source through our sister concerns only. So in different part of India, we have different offices. What we do with the local farmers, and we do a contract farming with the farmers. So we have an individual buying team. They will go to remote place of India and we source the products for us.
So this is how, because especially sourcing is a very complex process, especially in Middle East, because of the cosmopolitan nature. We have more than 150 nationalities living here. So unlike other countries, we have to satisfy all these nationalities who are residing here in Middle East. And also the demand for the products, market to market, is different. As we are present all across GCC, right from UAE to Oman to Qatar to Saudi, each market has a different need. So we will have to cater or alter our plan and strategy based on the consumer needs for each and every market. So it's a very complex process. So we cannot have one typical model working that in UAE being planned or used in Saudi, for instance, because Saudi, the need for that market is different. And also, almost all the multinational brands are present in this in the Middle East. And each and every year, the market dynamics change, the consumer needs are changing, because consumers are exposed to all different cuisines around the world, and their needs also keep changing. So we will have to adapt our range based on the consumer needs. So this is a challenging process for us, and for that, innovation plays a very key role. So we look for products that are innovative, that are not repetitive in nature, that we are currently having. So any products that can add value to our business, we are quite welcome to list those products in our stores. And we can address your needs or any questions that you have regarding bringing those products into this market. We can help you, I will guide you, or tell the local requirements, because food control has a lot of do's and don'ts importing a product into Middle East. Especially, they are very cautious about what product gets into this market. So we can guide you or help you in bringing those products if you have any products that can do better in this market. I think that's all about listing process within LuLu. And if you have any specific question within our capacity, we will be quite happy to answer.
Yeah, the team has also informed us that the questions may not necessarily be in English. If in case you are comfortable with any other language like Malayalam, it's okay to ask your questions in Malayalam. And of course, for the benefit of people who don't understand that language, we can translate the question also. The floor is open for questions, if we can invite, please.
It's a more or less a hypothetical question. In case we got a product, very good product, which we in value and everything, it's good product, but we found that in LuLu itself, you got the similar product, which is more or less in good value, but we are feeling that our product is to be listed in LuLu Group. How far your LuLu Group will promote that, our product, to list in that product listed in?
I'm sorry, the question was not clear.
No, the question was, LuLu does private labeling.
Yeah.
But of course, if there are some other products which come with their own label, how much of it is in the interest of LuLu to promote such products?
Definitely, it is not necessary that we promote only our private label, because still bulk of our business comes out of the other brands. Private label is just an add-on to our existing business. So if it are products that has consumer demand and we find value in it, we feel that it's going to be getting us to a win-win position to both of us. I think we will definitely promote those products.
Private label is basically the manufacturer directly to the retailer, only then to the customer. There are no multiple levels in the private label business. Okay. That is the only idea. In order to give a better price to our LuLu customers, we are promoting our private. It doesn't mean that we don't promote any other brands. No, right. We private label contribute very small percentage of our business.
And end of the day,
rest
you
of
know,
the things are coming by other brands and other products.
Right.
end of the day, LuLu is just a platform. You know, we don't have any say on what consumer comes and buy from us. It's the consumer who decides. The consumer is
What
the
to
king.
buy.
What to buy and what not to buy. So we always like to encourage those products that are in demand. Those we think is required by our consumer base. Definitely, we will promote those products.
Sure. I hope that answers your question. Yes.
Hi, my name is Harish. So I just want to know what you see in a product or a company before listing in a LuLu.
What do you see in a company before they get listed in LuLu? What do you look
or
for?
in a product before listing them in a LuLu.
It's not the company what you look at initially. It's the product itself. When it comes to the product, you know, we definitely look at the quality of the product. We also see whether that product is required for it. Because if it's a me-to-me product, we have a similar 5 or 6 product within our category. But normally we don't entertain those products. And we also see whether this has any USP, an extra add-on, which is not on the existing products. So these are the things that we look at before. Packaging is also the key. And also we look at the manufacturer, because that's also important for us, who are the manufacturer and their capability in promoting that product. So these are the key attributes that we look at before listing a product.
Even though this is an oversupplied market, but there are always need for new products. And because of the present market condition and the expenses of doing business in this market, I think nowadays many people are not bringing a lot of products. Actually, people are bringing something very common. Somebody brings, for example, tomato ketchup. All the companies bring tomato ketchup. Then LuLu will be limited. We have a limited space, and we are answerable to our finance. We have to keep this many of SKUs and this much of stock. We can't keep so many of the same category. But if you bring something new, of course, we will be more than happy to list the new product. And we are the first people to bring any new products introduced to the market. We visit almost all the major exhibitions like CES or Ambient Day or Food Expo or anything. We bring a lot of products our own, which is not available in this market. We are keen of getting new products. Company is not that important. Important are the product. This product is something new, something unique, USP in it. We will list it. There is no issue which company and bring that product to this market.
I would like to ask, since now LuLu is coming to my hometown, Trivandrum, if LuLu being a responsible business, I want to understand, if I'm a producer, like a farmer, a high-tech farm, how much you will encourage and how much you will give me the opportunity to introduce my product, by not having a contract or by having a contract, how much you will entertain me to sell my produce to LuLu?
Can you repeat the question
Yeah,
for us?
to what I understood, if I can reframe your question, what they say is that if they are a producer based in Kerala, how much of interest would LuLu show for a producer in Kerala, whether it be by contract or not by a contract, to get their products onto this region?
Definitely, if you look at when we started our Cochin operation, our bulk of our sourcing, 90% of our sourcing is done locally. So we encourage farmers over there, we encourage local industries over there, we have a tie-up. For instance, there's a gentleman, I can give you an example, who started farming cucumber, which was not available and he is bulk of 90% of his supplies is only to LuLu, because he is cultivating or producing cucumber based on our needs. So similarly, I think when
we have started in Bahrain. There were fishermen were finding difficult to sell their fish, and we have initiated a process from direct fishermen to LuLu shelf. Okay. And many fishermen are tied up with LuLu. And they are directly bringing to LuLu and they are selling through LuLu.
Especially for produce, I think Sulfi can explain better.
For example, in Kochi, what we did, we given our requirement to some like Kudumbasrees and everything. We need a cut sambar pack, peeled onion. So we give our requirement. They will do it for us and will. So there is an encouragement for them also.
Okay.
And also there is a woman farmers which is growing a red chira in Kochi belt. So whatever they are producing, LuLu is buying.
Okay.
So we will maybe have a contract farming with them. So we give our norms, what pesticide to be used, what not to be used, and we will source it from them.
One part of his question also was how much of your interest is specifically from Kerala?
See, for example, our 60% of total fruit and vegetable is coming from Kerala.
Okay.
So means we are doing
Indian
around
vegetable majorly
Indian
coming from
vegetable.
there.
Indian vegetable.
Only Indian vegetable. Like 58,000 of Indian vegetable we are sourcing. Around the 60%, 37,000 tons is coming from Kerala.
Okay.
So we have in Cochin and Trivandrum and Calicut we have the bases.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, with you, Muhammad Ismail from Steelcraft, a local manufacturer of kitchen equipments and display chillers. I want to know who will be responsible for buying the capital equipments and how we can contact. We are a premium manufacturer and supplying for most of the hyper and supermarket here in UAE as well as Qatar, Oman and Bahrain. So I just want to get an idea how we can approach your purchase team.
We can put you to our projects development team. They are the ones to finalize, because also I need to add on that we have generally a tie-up with few companies in Europe, whom generally all the equipments that you find in our stores is sourced from 1 or 2 or 3 companies. So it's a long-term commitment that we have with these companies based on our projects. So there is a forward forecasting that we do with these companies, and they prepare us. But nevertheless, we always are open to try new products, but generally it is a direct connection or a relationship with the manufacturer itself. So that can cater to a need because we have a lot of customized requirement. But we can, if you contact us, I'll pass on my card later on. You can contact us and I'll put you to the team who are responsible for this. They will assess their requirement.
More of, from project department.
It's from projects department.
We are not.
It's a different department because we are more into retail sales.
Right.
Hi sir, I am Raja Swaminathan. This is again an example type question. For example, sir, I am into manufacturing of pickles and my mode of distribution is through a distributorship. Right? Even in Dubai or in the Gulf, I have distributors, but I want to get into LuLu. So my question is, would LuLu, how does LuLu go for it? Do they buy directly from me or they will entertain it through my distributors itself?
If you have a local distributor, then we have local buying teams who decides on the listing. So generally they would ask for the samples, assess the price, the quality of the product, and then they will have an agreement on the commercial terms, and based on that the product will be listed if it is needed.
It's not a conflict between direct buying, as in LuLu will directly buy it from us?
Not necessary. If you have a local distributor, I think normally if we go through the local distributor.
Many local distributors supplying pickles.
As in, it doesn't, you don't supersede the distributor and directly come to the company. That's not the case. That's not necessarily the case.
Not necessary, but if the volumes are quite high, and then there are chances that we have a direct sourcing through the manufacturer itself. But the volumes need to be that high. Otherwise, we would definitely love to try to go through the local distributor.
Thank you so much.
Otherwise, we have a wholesale division also called Al-Taib Distribution.
Sorry, sir, I can't, sorry.
We have a distribution channel. So they also look for new products, new brands, and they distribute to the market. But if it's through LuLu, what happens is we only source for us. But our distribution channel, they supply to the entire market.
Rest of the market.
The rest of the market.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I think with time restrictions in place, especially with the bigger inaugural event coming later this afternoon, we will have to restrict the questions for time being, but I'm sure Mr. Mujeeb, Mr. Shabu, Mr. Shameem and Mr. Sulfikar is going to be around for some more time, and this is an opportunity for you to please interact with them on a one-to-one basis. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us on this platform. We are extremely
happy
to have you all with us. Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.